हमारा अगला सत्र Dialoguing Lives, Two Dalit Autobiographies. This session explores various issues concerning society, language, and gender through a male and a female Dalit voice. For this session, please join me in welcoming the gentleman you already see on stage, Jerry Pinto. He is a recipient of the Hindu Lit for Life Award and the Crossword Award. His book, M and the Big Home, has been translated into Marathi, Italian, and French. He has also written Helen, The Life and Times of an H Bomb, which won the National Award. With Garima Gupta, he crafted a graphic novel, When Crows Are White, which was shortlisted for the Crossword Award for Children's Fiction. He has just finished translating Daya Pawar's autobiography, Baluta. Please give him a huge round of applause. Urmila Pawar is a prolific Dalit writer whose writings explore themes of caste and gender discrimination. She has published 10 books, including 3 collections of short stories, some of which were translated in English as Mother Wit by Professor Veena Deo. She has won many prestigious prizes for her sensitive exploration of the lives of Dalit women in India. Her autobiography, Aidan, is a part of the syllabus of the University of Columbia, USA, and has been adapted for a Marathi play by Sushma Deshpande. It has also been translated into several Indian languages. Please join me in extending her a very warm welcome. True teaches at the Center for Political Studies, JNU. His teaching and research focuses humiliation studies, which combines literature, primarily autobiographies, and moral philosophy. He has co-authored The Cracked Mirror, an Indian debate on experience and theory with Sundar Sarukai. Please join me in extending him a very warm welcome. And I request you to start the session.
All the three of us here on the dais, and I should also thank the organizers for inviting me, along with my 2 important writers, to share our thoughts with you this morning, this noon actually. So we have 1 hour, and I would request the author and the translator to take their time. It will be a very informal, not very structured conversation, so that there's no pressure on anyone of us. But before I request them to talk to us, I would like to say a few words about the inside-outside theme of the Samanvay this year. This theme itself is so important, not only from the literary point of view, but from the point of view of our own understanding of society, culture, and literature. I'm sure you'll agree with me that, translation is one medium through which you can achieve the samanvay of the insider and the outsider. So translation itself is so important in terms of achieving the combination of the insider and the outsider. What is inside is actually offered to the outside through translation. And therefore, Jerry Pinto's work of translation of Baluta, I know I'm from Marathi background, my mother tongue is Marathi. I know I read Baluta twice over. Baluta itself is so powerful in original language, and it actually shakes, it has the moral power to shake you out of your cultural slumber. It gives you a cultural shock, so to say. And therefore, inside of Baluta is an insight, becomes a possibility to really bridge the gap between inside and the outside. So translation is so important. I'm just making only one point on translation. One can talk about translation endlessly, theories of translation, but we are not doing that. And so translation is very important. Urmila Datta is one of the very leading writers, thinkers and activists who not only is active in writing, but also active in actually giving shape to that writing in politics. To put it differently, Latai is actually articulating her understanding of society, which is yeah, this is the one. This very interesting image on the front page. You know, this is the basket, and Urmila Tai's mother was actually weaving this basket. So the question that I'm going to ask both of them, particularly Jerry, that you know, translation also is a moral responsibility. It's not simply mechanical rendering of content into some other content. I have to compete with the bird there, I think. It's good. So this basket is so important. Her mother was weaving this basket, but it is done as the weaving of my life. Yeah, her life is only symbolic because the life of the entire community. And she is actually, her mother is weaving the life of the entire community. Jerry has to tell us, just to begin with, why he retained the original Baluta. This is my first thing, and then I'll come to Urmila Tai. Thank you.
There are some words which you should resist translating. There is the imperative. Sometimes I think translators feel the imperative to take every word to the new language. But very often there are no words. And Baluta refers to a system of bonded labor by which the Bara Balutedars, 12 particular castes, would not be paid for any work that they did, but would be given a share in whatever the village produced. This meant, of course, when the village was productive and there was a crop, or there were fruit, or there was something to eat, the Balutedars got something to eat. But if there was no crop, if the crop failed, in the time when the crop was growing, if they did not get something to eat, they were supposed to starve. Baluta has also another very strange connotation, a very strange story, an origin story that the Mahars tell. It is supposed to be a privilege given to the community after a young Mahar was asked to escort a princess to Delhi from Maharashtra. And just before leaving, he went to the king and he said, "Here is a box. This box has something very precious in it. I will ask it of you when I come back. Please keep it carefully." And he took the princess to Delhi, and then he came back. When he came back, people began to talk about him and the princess. Young man, pretty princess, all alone on the road. What did they get up to? And the rumor came to the king. So when the rumor came to the king, the young man came and said, "Bring my box." He asked the king to open the box, and inside the box was his penis. He had it cut off before he took the princess to Delhi. Highly impressed by this act of honor, the king said, "Ask for something, ask for a boon." And he said, "Don't give me a boon, give my people a boon. Give them something that will stand them in good stead for the rest of their lives." And this was the Maharki, the system of Baluta, which Baba Saheb Ambedkar later compared to having a shenga tree. I don't know if you know shenga, it's drumstick tree outside, drumstick tree outside your house. We say shenga in Goa. Okay, so if you have a drumstick tree outside your house, you will always have drumsticks on it. There will always be something to eat. You will never have to go out and work. You will never have to push yourself. So Ambedkar said, cut down your drumstick tree. Take it away. Refuse this. Refuse this Maharki. Refuse to eat the cattle that die. And find something else to eat. You do not have to take what they leave. And therefore this entire story, this rich, ripe history is inside that word baluta. What word in English would I find that would capture this and give it to the reader? So yes, it's an odd word. It's not a word that translates easily into English, but it is my belief that as readers, we want sometimes to make a few efforts for a book. We want to understand. It's exactly like poetry, right? I mean, Tenzin, it's exactly like poetry. You write it and you know that the reader will come into the space and will do some work with you. And when you read Baluta, welcome to doing that work. I'm happy that you will do it.
Thank you, Jerry. I think this is an important take on Baluta. Baluta has a history in it, and history of the life of the people, and these 52 rights that were given to the Mahars. So Baluta is of similar historical importance to the Mahars, who now are called Neo-Buddhists, after the conversion of Mahars into Buddhism in 56. I was raising this point because, you know, if you see all the autobiographies of the Dalits, and I had a chance to look at all of them, both in Marathi and Hindi, and even in Tamil, you find why these autobiographies carry negative language. Why not affirmative? Is the question that I can come back to later. But let me ask her, in the middle, you can keep thinking about this. Why negative language, negative titles? Like Aidan itself is more or less, but in Baluta, Upra, Brand, and all those. So we'll come back to that later. But Urmila Tai, what?
My opinion.
Yeah, what do you think about it? Yeah.
First, good morning, everybody. And I will thank first of Rizio and Somanway and all things, all working together. And also Gopal Guru, then Jerry, and my translator, and my publisher too. Translator Maya Pandit is there.
Yeah.
And publisher is Granthali, Marathi publisher Granthali, and
English
Dinkar
translator
Gangal
is
and English.
three.
Mandira Sen, Ramdas Bhatkar.
Yeah,
So
yes.
connected both are. First of all, my English is not okay. And this is Samanway. So those people said me that you talk in Marathi. But it will better. I will talk in Hindi also. Okay. I am speaking. Just before you
Jerry
said,
translate
ask me the question कि why it is negativity in
नकार का है?
नगार का दलित लिटरेचर मध्ये दलित आत्मकथन मध्ये नकार क्यों नकार है? तो मेरा ये कहना है कि डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर
नहीं, शीर्षक नकारार्थी आहे.
हाँ नकारार्थी आहेत.
हाँ.
सिर्फ आयदान.
हाँ. आयदान नकारार्थी.
आयदान बट इन दलित लिटरेचर मध्ये सुद्धा उसमें भी नकारात्मक बहुत लिखा है और सकारात्मक उसमें से हम लोग निकाला है, क्योंकि लाइफ नकारात्मक मिला हमें. जो डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ने हमें कहा कि आप मनुष्य हैं, पहले हम मनुष्य हैं ये भी मालूम नहीं था, और सब लोग हमें ऐसा बाजू धुतकारते थे. तो धुतकारने से माइंड पे क्या असर होता है कि अभी आप साइंस कितना आगे गया है और वो जनरेशन बाय जनरेशन भी रहता है. तो वो धुतकार हमारे निगेटिविटी में, हमारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में इतना बैठा है. तो हमने जब लिखा, जब ये नीली पहाड़ करके बहुत से लोगों ने किताबें लिखी कि व्हाट इज दलित लिटरेचर, हाउ इट इज क्रिटिसाइज्ड है. तो नीली पहाड़ राघव यादव ने,
But that he is not a Dalit.
नो ही इज नॉट दलित बट ही इज,
That's why affirmative.
क्रिटिसाइज. उसने लिखा है कि जब ये क्यों आता है कि, एंड वो सही है कि हम दिखाते हैं कि देखो आप लोगों ने हमसे क्या क्या जाति की, हम लोग ये इस तरह से बिहाइंड रहे क्यों रहे, वो देखो, ये दिखाने के लिए ये भी. और दूसरा कारण, हम आपसे अलग है. अभी हम आप जैसे गॉड को फॉलोअर या संत साहित्य को फॉलोअर ऐसे नहीं है. हम अभी बुद्धिज्म को देखते हैं. हम वो रास्ता चुना है हमने, ये दिखाने के लिए ये किताबें लिखते हैं, हमारे एक्सपीरियंस लिखते हैं. और नेचुरली उसमें नेगेटिविटी आती है. उसको कौरूप्य साहित्य ऐसा भी नाम बोलते हैं. कुरूपता, ugliness.
Guru, ugly.
दिस इज लिटरेचर ऑफ अगलीनेस. तो अगलीनेस जो आपने हम पे दिया है वो अगलीनेस हमने इसमें रखा है. और जैसे दादा ने कहा कि आयदान थोड़ा सा अलग है, तो मैं कोकण एरिया से हूँ और कोकण रीजन जो है तो आपको परशुराम वगैरह सब मालूम है, बहुत ब्राह्मणिकल, बहुत ब्राह्मणिज्म है वहाँ पे. और वो ब्राह्मणिज्म का इतना लोगों के ऊपर असर है कि लोग बोलते नहीं कुछ. मीन्स बोलने का नहीं, ब्र भी निकालना, ब्राह्मण से ब्र भी निकालना, बोलना नहीं है. ये डर वहाँ के लोगों को है. उतना उस वहाँ का लाइफ इतना पुअर है, बहुत लोग पुअर कैसे भी करके, क्योंकि पहाड़ है ना, दरी है, नदी है, यहाँ यहाँ सर्वाइव करने के लिए, खाने के लिए बहुत डिफिकल्टी है.
This is the area of Savantwadi, Ratnagiri, up to Goa.
हिली एरिया,
This is.
ही इज देयर हिली एरिया. सो कोई उगता नहीं है जैसा कॉर्प वगैरह कोई होता नहीं है, आम वगैरह या ना कोकोनट, लेकिन वो कभी कभी वो ऐसा ये नहीं. उसमें भी दलित औरतें, मैंने इसमें ज़्यादातर दलित औरतों का, जहाँ मैंने जन्म लिया, आगे आई, पढ़ा, तो वो औरतों के बारे में मैंने लिखा है. वो लोग कैसे जंगल में जाते थे, लकड़ियाँ तोड़ते थे, घास इकट्ठा करते थे और वो लेके पूरा 10 या 12-15 मील किलोमीटर चल के बाजार में जाते. वो कैरिंग के लिए उनका पैसा कोई नहीं देता था. आज हम लोग इधर से बक्सा उठाया, उधर रखा, 2 पैसा, तो वो नहीं था. वो सब अपना ले जाना बाजार में, फिर भी इधर उधर घुमा के भाई ले लो, मिन्नतें करना, और वो जब लेगा तो कम रकम में उनको ले लेगा. फिर इसको घर को जाना है, घर जाना है, घर में बच्चे हैं, राह देख रहे थे, भूखे पैसे हैं, यहाँ से कोई परचेस करके लेके जाएगी, जब भी उनको निवाला देगी उनको. तो वो बेचारी इतने परेशान. तो वो जो लाइफ कि मेरे पिताजी थे वो टीचर थे, तो क्योंकि वो इसमें इंग्लिश लोगों ने स्कूल खोले थे, वो क्या मिशनरी स्कूल में इतना चल के, वो मिशनरी स्कूल में जाके 7th स्टैंडर्ड तक पढ़े थे, तो एजुकेशन का महत्व जानते थे. वो टीचर बन गए और उन्होंने सोचा कि अगर मेरे बच्चे गांव में रहे तो वो नहीं सीखेंगे, इसलिए उन्होंने हमको शहर रत्नागिरी शहर ऐसा एकदम गांव से थोड़ा सा बेटर ऐसा, तो उसके रास्ते के किनारे झोपड़ी बना के वहाँ हमको रखा. हम वहाँ स्कूल में, हम शहर में जाते थे, लेकिन हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता था गांव में जाना, वो नदी में डूबना, वो आम खाना, ये वो. तो आते जाते वो औरतें हमारे साथ होती थी, तो उनकी जो बातें चलती थी, अपनी गरीबी की, अपने मिस्टर को मारता था, उनको बहुत पीटता था, वो कोई बीमार होता था, ये वो सब बोलती ये करती थी. तो वो हमें आते जाते उनके पास सुनाई देता था, मैं ये करती सुनती थी. और वो उनमें इतना गुण अच्छा था कि वो हमें हेट नहीं किया उन्होंने कि ये शहर में रहते हैं अभी अच्छे हैं, नहीं. वो हमको प्यार करती थी और उनको जो स्टोरी टेलिंग का ये था वो मुझ पे थोड़ा सा आ गया कि मैं भी स्टोरी आगे लिखने लगी. तो वो उनके
So your father is the source of inspiration. आपके इंस्पिरेशन फादर से.
फादर थे और बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर फादर, वो औरतें भी.
अच्छा, एक मिनट आपने, I mean my friend from Dharamshala was saying something. Now he also was born on the roadside in the tent. The story of the Dalit is not different from Dalit means Mars. It's not different from your story. With the existential conditions are same. That I think this is the Samanvay. I mean, we can really see the outside, inside. So, I mean, we should thank Samanvay for this actually, getting to know across the board. I mean, thank you so much. I just wanted to, दूसरे बाजू ने बोला इसे. In Baluta, actually the second edition of Baluta, when you see there's a Parishishta, there's a some addition they have added, and where you find that all the elite Dalits are criticizing Baluta because it carries the negative language, negative title, Baluta. Why do you want to rake the muck of the past? I'm just paraphrasing the reaction of the elite Dalits who are IAS and this and that. Why do you want to? So there was a lot of slur put on Daya, but we also happen to know him. So that is one problem as to how consciousness changes along with your structural conditions. And तुम्ही सुद्धा बोला याच्याबद्दल. What do you think about? How did people take this Baluta, Akarmashi,
Reaction.
Yeah,
their
and so
reaction.
actually, yeah, so that's it. Quickly and
Before I
simply,
go to any reading of Baluta, I always check the papers. Or I do one Google search for caste atrocities in the news. India never disappoints me. I do this because someone stands up and says, but this book was written in 1978. Us waqt ki baat alag thi. That time there was a different India. Now there is a different India. So this morning I didn't even have to check Google. I opened the papers and there on the front page there was a small piece of information about how in Tamil Nadu, all the children carry caste markers. They wear different colored bracelets or markers on their head in that particular district to show which ones are Dalits and which ones are OBC, and the OBC often attack the Dalits. Now, again, what you're looking at is another shift. It's not the Brahmin or the Kshatriya or the Maratha who's generally in Maharashtra who would attack a Dalit. Here it's the OBC attacking the Dalit. Okay? So, when we say raking up the muck of the past, we are assuming that caste is in the past. It is not in the past. It is very much in the present. And let me tell you this. Many people say, as a Roman Catholic, as a Christian, you are outside this. I say, I'm not outside this at all. Every week, every month, we have a newspaper for the Christian community that comes to our house called The Examiner. The Examiner carries matrimonial ads. And the matrimonial ads say, wanted Roman Catholic Brahmin bride for Roman Catholic Brahmin boy, and no one in the community seems to think that this is odd. That the whole principle of Christianity is equality, that there shall be neither Gentile nor Jew, nor man nor woman, nor insider nor outsider when you confront God, says St. Paul. Establishing equality right in the beginning, in the 3rd century after Christ. And 1700 years later, my community is still searching for Roman Catholic virgin brides. That's what we live with in this country.
Thank you, Jerry. What Komal क्या मानना है?
हमारे में जो औरतें थी या लोग थे, तो उनकी आइडेंटिटी दिखने के लिए कि आप कौन है ये समझना चाहिए. तो अभी नहीं है वो सिस्टम, लेकिन पहले जब मेरी माँ, मेरी मौसी, सब लोग, तो उनको पुरुष के हाथ में काला थ्रेड होना चाहिए था, गले में थ्रेड काला होना चाहिए था, और वो जो औरतें थी उन्होंने इधर अपने फोरहेड पे वो जो टैटू निकालते हैं, वो टैटू भी ब्राह्मण भी निकालती थी, लेकिन वो चंद्रकोर वो निकालती थी. लेकिन बाकी औरतें वो जो तुलसी का पत्र है ना, तुलसी पत्र, हाँ, तो वो बड़ा सा इतना इधर निकालना. फिर वो कौन औरत है, तो ये शेड्यूल कास्ट औरत है, महार कम्युनिटी की औरत है या चमार औरत है. इसी तरह से उनको उससे भी मालूम होना चाहिए. साड़ी भी, जब बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर ने महाड़ में सत्याग्रह किया, जब भाषण दिया, जब उन्होंने बताया औरतों को कि आप जो इधर तक साड़ी पहनना है, दलित लोगों को इधर तक साड़ी पहनना है और बाकी ब्राह्मण औरत नीचे करेगी, तो वो ये क्यों दिखाई देता है साड़ी से भी ये औरत कौन है, वो बाकी औरत दूसरी उधर घुटनों तक, फिर इधर, ऐसा उनका स्टेप बाय स्टेप उनका आइडेंटिटी दिखता था. तो उसके ऊपर डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर ने कहा कि आप ब्राह्मण लोगों की तरह साड़ी क्यों नहीं लिखते हैं, सब समान होना चाहिए, डिस्पैरिटी नॉट डिस्पैरिटी, उनके जैसा. तो ये तो वहाँ पे.
I mean, this is the cultural markers on your body. Grafting the body with cultural markers so that you can hierarchize the body. And so this bigger kumkum and bigger things on the forehead is to be the marker of the untouchable women. Whereas the small, beautiful, the Chandrachikor, this the moon, small moon side is only for the Brahmins. And this has something to do with the Peshwa rule of the 18th and the 19th century. And it belongs there. And we read so much about it, nothing wrong about it, but you should also be sensitive about this cultural history that actually seeks to downgrade some people in terms of. Now you can you can say that no, this is also very good. I mean, you can say that possibility is always there. That why to really feel ashamed about this big thing. It also can be resignified as something so beautiful. So the aesthetics of the grotesque, as we can put it. And then this cloth controversy is not what a remarkable and undesirable similarity. You have a controversy in 18th century Kerala, Travancore. There's a big controversy. The lower caste women are not supposed to wear the upper garment, and so much so that the lower upper caste women will take objection to it. See.
Yeah.
And so the same thing continues. And I think you may know it.
Kerala, they are
She's an authority. I am suddenly become so aware about her now at the moment. So it is the similar. So, Jerry.
No, I just wanted to point out 2 or 3 things. If you should ever want to go and check what we think, that naming people or that saying things about them is easy. It's just simple and it doesn't really matter. Go and check on YouTube about this experiment in the 1950s that a young teacher did in her class. Okay, she decided one day that everyone who had blue eyes would be treated differently from everyone who had brown eyes. So the brown-eyed children had to not speak in class. They were not allowed to play during recess. They were not allowed to ask a question. Within 2 weeks' time, those children had begun to experience bad self-image problems. Their reading skills slowed down. Their ability to understand slowed down. They became depressed. They withdrew into themselves. 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, those children had already experienced what the Dalit has been experiencing in India for 2000 years. In 2 weeks. So in Baluta, almost in passing, the young Daya Pawar tells us that when he was in school, everyone sat in front of the teacher, but the Mahar students sat in a row on the side, away from the rest of the class, physically kept away from the class. They had to bring with them their own piece of cloth or jute to sit on so that they would not dirty the school floor. No one in that area would give them water if they were thirsty. Can you imagine denying water to a thirsty child? Telling the thirsty child you have to walk home 5 kilometers to drink water and then come back? That is, then if you ask me, why is it that Dalit autobiographies have negative titles? I can only say it is because if you are writing about what matters in your life, if you are writing about the things that concern you, then this is what will concern you. This apparent, causeless, genetic, manufactured injustice. This injustice that every one of us should be fighting at a certain level, at any level. Even if it is like, just being friendly with someone or saying hi to the security guard in your building and asking him what's he like, or telling the courier boy, would you like a glass of water? Or serving everybody in the same kind of vessels when they come to your house. Those are the steps that we need to be taking today, because it's not gone, it's not over, it's not done. It's not finished. So if the names are like that, it's because the lives were like that. And if the lives are different, I would advise you to read a wonderful sort of semi-autobiographical graphic novel by Sujit Kumar called The Itch You Can't Scratch. Okay? He's lived a different life. He's a new generation OBC boy who writes a graphic novel about his life. It's very different from what Daya Pawar's is. So the variety is beginning, Sujit Kumar. The beginnings of the new wave are coming. There are new autobiographies and new lives coming. But we still have such an archaeological imperative to follow. There's layers and layers and layers of books that have not been translated, that are demanding translation so that our understanding of each other can improve. I always say this is the United States of India. We are like, Maharashtra does not understand Karnataka, and translation builds bridges across these things, saying, come across here, see what it's like to be me, see what it's like to live my life. And therefore, every book written by a marginalized person, written by someone who is a Dalit, whether it has a negative title or it has a positive title, is a positive development. Every book is a little machine of hope, saying, I hope you want to understand what my life is like. I hope you want to know how I lived. I hope you want to experience empathy. So whether the title is negative or positive, this is a beacon of hope.
Okay. Thanks, Jerry. I mean, I'm raising this point, I'm going to ask Urmila Thai about this. Now, when we teach in the classroom, how do we start with? Do you start with a very, very unintelligible abstract text, Plato, Aristotle, or somebody? Or you start with some kind of or visceral, or some kind of a some narratives on humiliation, or show some movie or something. So I am of the opinion, I'm convinced now that you start with a paragraph from Urmila Thai's Aidan in the classroom, because what is happening in our country, inside, outside, is so, it's desirable, but it's not yet achieved. Because people, the receptivity conditions are so difficult. People do not want to come into your framework to understand what is the life of Baluta. So to get them into the framework, what do you do? And negative titles are important for 10 reasons, but I'll just cite one example now. One reason that, it is autobiographies rather than Plato, Aristotle, that has the moral capacity to bring out some kind of a concern in the recalcitrant other. I'm saying recalcitrant other, the person who is not ready to change with you, but that person can also be changed through autobiography. That's the power. And so I think it's only the negative that can appeal. Positive will always sympathize, but negative will always force you to ask question to yourself. That is the power of the negative. And I'm just requesting Urmila Thai, what was her experience when with Aidan when it was published, and what was the reaction of the so-called non-Mahar, non-Dalit women particularly? Did they change? बदल लेते लोग का काय झालं?
नहीं ये किसी एक किताब से कोई बदले ये तो हिस्ट्री नहीं हो सकती. लेकिन क्या कि जो रियल लाइफ उन्होंने मालूम नहीं था, जैसे नामदेव ढसाल का जो पोएम उन्होंने लिखा वो गोलपीठा, तो गोलपीठा में उन्होंने जो दलितों की लैंग्वेज है, गाली गलौज है, उनकी जो मेटाफर्स है.
गोलपीठा is the Kamatipura, the sex workers district in Mumbai, and there's a problem happening anyway. Go ahead.
तो सिमिली मेटाफर्स वो सब वो अननोइंग थे सब. तो उन्होंने बड़े बड़े राइटर को उसके ऊपर प्रीफेस लिखने को बोला, जैसे विजय तेंदुलकर या अपने फूला देशपांडे, उनको. तो वो उन्होंने कहा कि अरे भाई तुमने ये क्या लिखा है, वो हमको मालूम ही नहीं है वर्ड्स कि क्या है, इसका ट्रांसलेशन तुम ही हमें बताओ और फिर हम उसके सोचेंगे. जब लोग उन्होंने ट्रांसलेट किया, उनको बताया, तो ताजुब हो गए कि ये लाइफ हमने देखा ही नहीं है, कि ये इर्द गिर्द वही लोग जीते हैं झोपड़पट्टी में, इधर उधर सब जगह दिखते हैं. अपने हमारे यहाँ काम वाली माई आती है, वो भी हमें दिखती है, लेकिन उसका दुख क्या है, वो कैसे जीती है, क्या वो हमें पता नहीं. हमें लोग लीस्ट कंसर्न अबाउट दैट. तो आयदान जब आ गया, जब ये औरतों ने बोला कि अरे हाँ उर्मिला, हमें तो ये मालूम नहीं था कि ऐसे ऐसे रिचुअल्स होते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे तुम्हें वो अफेक्ट करते हैं, ये वो हमें मालूम नहीं था वगैरह. बहुत अच्छा लिखा तुमने, बहुत अच्छा हो गया. हालांकि
बहुत अच्छा हो गया, ठीक है, मगर क्या असर हुआ? मैंने सुना पढ़ा एक पन्ने पे, जब आपकी लड़की किसी और के घर में चले जा रही है दूसरे लड़के आ रहे हैं आपके घर में
हाँ।
बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट
हाँ,
करने के लिए,
या।
वो 2 अपर कास्ट बच्चे घर के ले जाते हैं उनका प्रसाद। मम्मी पूछती है भाई क्या कहाँ से आए, तब मैं उर्मिला ताई के घर से आया हूँ। अरे वो तो उनके घर में फोटो देखा अम्बेडकर का
या।
और बुद्ध का, तो वो तो महाराज आपने कैसे लाया, फेंक दो। एंड देन यू नरेट।
देन वो औरत, वो बच्चे तो स्कूल के बच्चे बर्थडे के लिए आए, जैसे दादा ने बताया, और फिर वो घर गए तो वो औरत को गुस्सा आया और वो मेरे घर आई और दरवाजे पे खड़ी होके मुझे बोली कि आप ये जाति के, हमें मालूम नहीं था, मेरे बच्चे आए, आपको पूछना चाहिए था वो कौन सी जाति के वगैरह, उनको खाना नहीं देना चाहिए था, आपने क्यों दिया, और अभी कभी आएंगे तो देना नहीं, ऐसा मुझे इंसल्ट करके गई। फिर ये बात मैंने उसके स्कूल टीचर को बताई, वो औरत को, कि ऐसा ऐसा हो गया, मुझे बहुत हर्ट हो गया। तो वो भी कामली बोलने लगी, मुझे जाने दो, उसे लगा, उसने बोला क्या इतना लेने का, जाने दो। वो भी एकदम ये, दलितों को घर नहीं मिलते, हम भी इधर उधर घर किराए पे लेने के लिए
तो उसका
जाते
क्या,
थे।
वो क्या औरत का क्या
तो वो
चाहा था
औरत म्यूनिसिपल
education?
कारपोरेशन में बड़ी चेयरपर्सन थी
हाँ।
और उसका क्वार्टर्स थे, तो मेरा मिस्टर वहाँ एज अ स्टूडेंट पहले रहता था, तो वही क्वार्टर में हमने हमारा ये भी किया, बाकी लोगों ने भी किया था, 1 रूम में चूल्हा जला के, ये सब चूल्हा में स्टोव। तो वो औरत को जब मालूम होगा कि अरे वो स्टूडेंट था, जब भी उसकी कास्ट मालूम नहीं पड़ी, लेकिन औरत में गई थी जब भी, तो उसने नौकर को भेज के मुझे बुलाया और मुझे बोली कि आप ये जाति की हमें पता नहीं है, लेकिन आपके भले के लिए मैं कहती हूँ कि हमारा एक महापुरुष है, भगवान जैसा, वो रात को घूमता है और उसको बुरा लगता है सब, तो अच्छा है कि उसका जो कुछ जिसे बुरा लगे उसका वो बुरा करता है। तो आप मुझे आपको अवेयर करती हूँ, आपको यू लीव आवर रूम एंड यू सी अनदर प्लेस लाइक दैट।
No,
तो
yeah,
ये इतना
yeah.
पढ़े लिखे लोग
Yes, definitely. Now,
ऐसा
इसमें एक
बातें
problem है. I mean, this is a problem with the new Dalit writings and through autobiographies. They have changed. Now, she was working in the office, and her lifestyle standard, everything was, so to say, modern. If you want to use that word, modern. On the contrary, the other woman who was objecting to her wasn't that modern, so to say, in her own language. Now, the real problem of the OBC and Dalit is this, actually, and I'm just putting it succinctly now, the upper caste and particularly OBCs have lost in modernity.
Saying a little bit louder.
A
Little closer.
Sure, can I now, is okay? Okay. Now, the question, the problematic is like this, taking cue from Urmila Tai's,
या
I'm so misfit to handle technology, but so incompetent to handle technology.
मेरा लगता है कि
So, is it okay now? अभी ठीक ठाक है? अच्छा, thank you. So, the problem has to be understood in terms of the lag in modernity, the OBC lag in modernity, and Dalits have gone up in terms of the style. The woman who was not, so to say, educated as educated as Urmila Tai was, and yet she said, I have got greater social power than you. My social power is much important than your intellectual power. So that framework continues. However, you have to fly, and you keep flying. The Dalits can fly, keep flying, but they are not allowed to fly. They have to come down necessarily. This is, I think, Newton's law. While the upper castes go up and they fly at the abstract level, the Dalits have to necessarily come down. This is the tragic side of Newton's law. So this is what I thought this is an important point.
May I just, I take up what you said about the recalcitrant other, which I thought was a very lovely way of saying it. I am confronted every year with a class of students at my social communications media department at Sophia Polytechnic, where I teach journalism, and our course sort of prides itself on being socially aware and sort of concerned with the marginal, with the underprivileged, and that sort of thing. And it is very easy to get my students to be very positive about gay rights. They believe that gay rights are wonderful and that all gay people should have the right to have their sexuality. It is very easy to get them, sort of worked up about the Thai or the Indonesian children workers who make those trainers. So our sympathies are very easily flow very easily until it arrives at the Dalit. The Dalit is excluded from our sympathy pattern because of one very simple word, reservations. As soon as you bring reservations into the room, all sympathy for the Dalit evaporates, and suddenly there is a new anger among middle class children. Middle class, upper caste, English speaking, highly privileged children suddenly reveal their underbelly of fear. They are not afraid of the Dalit. They are afraid of the loss of opportunity that reservations means. So I say, what if I give you an assurance, a written assurance, that in 10 years' time you will be utterly secure in your job. You will be making lots of money. Will you allow the Dalit to have reservations? So they say, but if you give that assurance, what does it mean? I tell them, you will eventually get to that place. Unless you really don't want to. You will get there. That is the way the world is organized. But the Dalit won't. It's the possibility that he or she won't, which is why we have reservations, to make the playing field a little more level. But it never works. So when we talk about the recalcitrant other, what we need to confront, and we need to look at it openly, is fear. We are afraid. And if you can look at everything that we worry about, whether it's Pakistan, whether it's the Muslim threat as we call it, whether it's Islamic fundamentalism, whatever it is, our hatred is really based in fear. So if you confront your fear and you look at why you are afraid, then you can possibly begin to make a negotiation with hatred. You may not ever erase it. But you'll at least begin to deal with it. And dealing with it is a beginning.
Thank you, Jerry. Very important point. We have got 10 minutes, Soumya. So this is the last point that just last point. The last section of this autobiography of Urmila Tai, she is also touching upon what is Dalit feminism. So, which is she is going from the empirical to the abstract now actually. So, Sangha.
Yeah. Dalit feminism is equal or that?
Marathi bola.
May I talk in Marathi?
No.
Of course you may.
No, they will not agree with, because they know Hindi.
Okay.
And
अच्छा, ठीक है.
that thing.
हिंदी
But
बोलू
they will
शकता,
not
बोला,
know.
बोला.
Yeah, I know. I will talk Marathi, but I can talk Hindi. I can talk in English also, but it is very horrible. So
English is arrogant, she says.
Dalit feminism is not different, but somehow different. कि क्या है कि दलित वुमेन जो है वो फॉरेन जो अपना मीन्स मार्क्सिज्म के ऊपर जो कि वेजेस बराबर होनी चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, ये प्रश्न लेके आगे आई, और उन्होंने मालूम हो गया कि मैन एंड वुमेन में भी डिस्पैरिटी है, तो पुरुष को जो हक है वो हमें भी चाहिए, क्योंकि बेसिकली वी आर नेचुरली वी आर सेम, तो वो होना चाहिए. तो स्त्री पुरुष ये जो वाद है वो उसमें है, लेकिन उन्होंने इंडिया में जो कास्टिज्म है, बहुत पैमाने पे है कास्ट, कितने कास्ट है बाप रे, आप गिन नहीं सकते, इतना कास्ट, सब कास्ट, बहुत
कास्ट है,
झमेला है. तो ये सब का क्या परिणाम स्त्री के ऊपर होता है, वो कैसे जीती है, जैसा मैंने कोकण की स्त्री का बताया, वो तो हर जगह वैसी ही स्त्री अपना ये करती है. तो उसके क्या क्वेश्चन है, उसका हस्बैंड उसके साथ क्या करता है, वो पॉवर्टी के मारी है, पॉवर्टी से उसके पुरुष भी उसको मारता है और कास्टिज्म भी मारता है, ये तीनों से उसको बेजार है. तो उसका वो क्या चाहती है, उसकी क्या भावनाएं हैं, वो नहीं समझती. वो सिर्फ स्त्री पुरुष के अंदर जो कुछ डिस्पैरिटी चली है उसके ऊपर काम करते. तो ये हम करते हैं. फिर भी यहाँ भी हम बुद्धिज्म का ये वे लेके विचार करते हैं. हम क्या विचार करते हैं कि यहाँ हमारा पुरुष भी विक्टिम है। ये सोसाइटी ने हमारे पुरुष को क्या दिया है, उसको भी क्या दिया है। वो जो रॉन्गली करता है, वो जो हमें वो ये करता है, वो भी उसका अज्ञान है। और ये वो अगर ज्ञानी होता तो ये नहीं करता, तो उसको भी हमारे साथ में लेना चाहिए। और हमें ये इन औरतों के, दो औरतें जो है अपर कास्ट औरतें हैं, जो हमें नहीं देखती है, लेकिन हमें उन्हें भी नहीं, तुम ऐसा नहीं बोलना है, हमें उनके साथ भी रहना है, उनके साथ भी जाना है। ये हमारा दलित
फेमिनिज्म है।
फेमिनिज्म।
थैंक यू।
हम सब
वेरी 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 इंक्लूसिव फेमिनिज्म।
बुद्धिज्म के पास जाते हैं और सबको ये किसी को किल करके आप कोई नहीं करेंगे, बदलाव लाना चाहते हैं। किसी को क्या उसको बोलते हैं शब्द की दुसऱ्याला उपदेश करून काही होणार नाही, काही नाही, पण त्याला बदलता येईल। त्याला तुम्ही त्याचं आतला इनर व्हॉइस जागृत करा, त्याला बदलाव होईल।
But she's in a way now is combining Gandhism, Buddhism. I'm sorry, you're not saying that, but you have to really appeal to the inner core of the other, recalcitrant other who will change. So she has a very inclusive idea of feminism, and which is very important. I think it's not a secluding, isolating, ghettoizing notion of feminism, which is very good. I think it's a very important point.
Okay, I have one more thing to add, that generally 10 years to 15 years after, I've taught now 25 years at the...
Women being is the most important. And हम सबको अभी दूसरा ग्रह पे ऊपर जाना है, तो सबको मिलके जाना है, हमें निगेटिविटी में जाना नहीं है। क्या वेदा में क्या रखा है, क्या किया है, वो ढूंढते मत रहो। वो हो गया वहाँ, वो जो था वो एक प्रेस थी, वो एक टाइम था, वो टाइम को पीछे छोड़ो, अभी आगे आ जाओ। तो हमें वहाँ जाना है, वो
I just wanted to add in on 1 minute on behalf of my students, that 10 or 15 years later, when they're well settled in their careers and they can see clearly how their privilege has affected them, they become less recalcitrant about the other and much more understanding. So I think one of the things that we all must remember about each other is the possibility of growth that is always part of the human psyche. And I have a 70-year-old grandmother, a 70-year-old grand-aunt whose first son announced that he was gay, and the daughter announced that she was asexual. So when the third child came up and said that he said he was going abroad, she said, "Baba, marry someone, anyone, just make sure it's human." So, we can actually be changed by our situations, that happen. That there's always a possibility for growth.
So there's a similarity between Urmila Tai and Jerry. You have to be basically fundamentally a human being, and so that's very very important. So, can you take one or two questions, or okay, with the possibility of 2 questions actually, we can ask both Jerry.
There's one here.
Please.
Yeah.
Short questions. Short question, please, because we have to close at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. And we have to eat lunch.
Yeah.
Hello. What about the non-Dalit writers writing about Dalit life and Dalit experience, and how much they, as writers, as insiders or outsiders, as far as your experience as Dalit and Dalit writers are concerned?
Okay, I think we can ask Urmila Tai.
क्या
म्हणणं असं आहे की बिगर दलितांनी दलितांच्या अनुभवावरती लिहायचं योग्य आहे, कारण त्यांना अनुभव नाही.
या वो भी लिख सकते हैं, और लिखा है, अरुण साधु ने लिखा है, हमारे कर्णिक ने लिखा है, मधुबाई कर्णिक, उन लोगों ने लिखा है। और मसरीमा माटे तो दलित तबके में जाके, दलित बस्ती में जाके रहे थे 2 साल के लिए, और ये लोग क्या करते हैं क्या नहीं ये देखा था। लेकिन क्या है, हमारे जीन में सब वो जो एक्सपीरियंस है ना, वो हमारे ग्रोथ में आने चाहिए। जब ग्रोथ में आते हैं ना, तभी हमारे थिंकिंग में भी, हमारा ब्रेन के सेल में भी वो अनुभव आते हैं, जब भी एक्सप्रेस करते हैं। ऐसा देख के नहीं होता होगा। आप करेंगे, आप ये ऐसा लिखा है, ये वो आपकी प्रतिभा।
You have to be a genuine insider, not so very detached outsider.
आउटसाइडर से नहीं होगा, वो थोड़ा होगा, लेकिन योर ग्रोथ जैसा मेंटली एंड फिजिकली।
I think it is important for us also to remember that there is scope for the imagination. that it is best to be the
Subconscious
insider,
mind.
but how many, if you want to write about a murderer, for instance, you don't have to murder someone. You can try and imagine what it would be like. The point is, if you have lived that life, it is going to be a lot, I mean, when the reader is reading it, there's going to be an assurance of authenticity. When you're writing as a Dalit or as a Tibetan, when you're not a Tibetan, the reader is going to be a lot more careful about your authenticity. They're going to be looking at you a lot more carefully. That's the only difference. But eventually, if the story that you are telling requires, if my story requires me to be a 70-year-old woman, I will become a 70-year-old woman. I will give it my best shot. I may not do it successfully, but I will give it my best shot.
I think this is important. The imagination part cannot be authored by anybody. But may I really advertise our own book, Cracked Mirror. OUP did that Cracked Mirror, a debate on theory and experience. So I was arguing with my friend whose name is Sundar Sarukai, who is a philosopher, teaches in Mangalore University, Manipal University. Do you require authorship of your experience, authorship of your writing, or ownership of your experience? If you have both ownership and authorship, as Urmila Tai is having, because he is raising questions on feminism in the last section, it is better. If you don't have ownership and authorship, then I think you can always try about imagination, nothing wrong about it. That's the point. That debate is there in this Cracked Mirror. If you are interested, you can follow that. Any other point? Yes,
सर ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि सरकार जो चीज़ें कर रही है, जो पॉलिसीज़ हैं, क्या वो काफ़ी हैं? मतलब द पेस इज द पेस इनफ टू गिव अ पुश टू द सोसाइटी टू अपलिफ्ट?
Okay, when Ambedkar set up Schedule 10 of the Constitution, Ambedkar asked for it to last for 10 years, reservation, and then it could be closed down. That was the assumption.
Sorry. This is an important thing. Reservation, the time cap only is for political reservations.
I'm not talking specifically
No,
about
so I'm
reservation.
saying 1 minute.
All efforts.
Actually, all change cannot be met. This kind of change must be enforced by government. It must be enforced by government, but it cannot be driven by government. It must be driven by people. It must be driven by all of us. We are all sahbagi, we are all zimedar. Everyone is complicit. Everyone is part of it. Okay? If I want to pay my domestic help 500 rupees per job, and if the going rate is 300 rupees per job, the next door neighbor will come and tell me, don't spoil the market. Don't pay too much, otherwise everyone will start asking for more. Yeah? That's how we work at keeping the underprivileged.
Right.
So what we do is, the government does X, Y, and Z. I'll give you another example. There is a tribe called the Korku tribe in Maharashtra. Okay? The Korku tribe speak a Marathi that is different from anybody's Marathi. It has elements of 10 other languages in it, right? So the Korku child, when he comes to a Marathi medium school, understands nothing of what the teacher is saying. In order to change this, the government decided to hire Korku speaking people to teach the Korku speaking children. And it set up a small test to check whether you can speak Korku. This test was sold in the open market to Marathi speaking people who learnt up the answers by heart, wrote the test and became Korku teachers, and then continued to teach in Marathi and left those children behind again.
Thank you, Beta.
We managed to pervert things that the government has done for us. My first book ever translated was a book by Heramb Kulkarni called Shala Ahe Shikshan Nahi. It has not been published yet, thanks to one very stupid, independent and small publisher whom I shall not name. But this book, he said that 80% of Maharashtra's rural schools, after 8 years of education in Marathi, out of the 5 possible ways that R can be written, most children only knew one R. So you can imagine if we have not taught
Basically,
the child to read and write,
ठीक है, वर्षीय से
despite there being a school. The government has mandated the school. The government has set up the school. The government has given you a teacher. The teacher has not done its work. Now what pace? Whose pace?
So is it
Sorry, she has to say something on
No,
this.
no,
And perhaps we have to conclude now.
एजुकेशन के बारे
just
में
addition to that?
नहीं नहीं
एजुकेशन के बारे में
बेटा,
मेरा
चाय खाने पे बात
मेरा
कर।
ये कहना है कि आप अगर पेड़ को नीचे से कोई ये लगे तो आप ऊपर से ये दवाइयाँ फेंक के कुछ नहीं होता है, नीचे जड़ से आपको देखना चाहिए। उसी तरह जो नया जनरेशन है, स्कूल के बच्चे हैं, उनको क्या पढ़ाया जाता है, उनको अगर घर से भी आप ऐसा पढ़ाएंगे कि वो शेड्यूल कास्ट लड़का है, वो ये फलाना है, या स्कूल में भी अगर तो वो वही लेके आगे और उसके सबकॉन्शियस में माइंड में एकदम हो गया कि ये डिफरेंट है और मैं डिफरेंट हूँ, तो वो आप कभी नहीं निकाल सकते। यही हो गया है। तो सरकार बहुत प्रयत्न करता है, लेकिन स्कूल में बच्चे जाते हैं तो स्कूल में भी आप कोकण में दलित बच्चों को आज भी अलग बिठाते हैं और इनको अलग बिठाते हैं। उस ये टीचर के ऊपर है, ये कहाँ से आता है? तो हमारा कहना है कि आप स्कूल में जो किताब निकालते हैं, पढ़ाते हैं, या टीचर उनको ट्रेनिंग देना चाहिए। जैसे पुलिस को औरतों के बारे में पहला उनको ट्रेनिंग देना चाहिए, फिर वो पुलिस कस्टडी में उसके ऊपर उसी तरह स्कूल में टीचर और इनको अच्छी तरह से कैसा हाउ टू यू बिहेव, तब बच्चों को अच्छी तरह से सबकॉन्शियस माइंड तैयार हो गया, फिर वो हो जाएंगे। तो ये होने का काम होना चाहिए।
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think it requires more time, no, maybe next time, but I thought it was very engrossing. I should thank both Jerry and Urmila Tai for their presence.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all of you.